DrLupo may not be a name that is often heard amongst the new era of streamers. However, older players can recognize the name instantly. From being a software engineer working for hours on end in a basement to donating literal millions of dollars to charity as a gamer, there is no doubt his rise to fame is far from ordinary. However, as time has passed, it has become clear that DrLupo is no longer at the level he once was, losing thousands of subscribers every single month. But how has this happened? Well, in order to understand the legendary story behind DrLupo, we have to go to the very beginning. Benjamin Lupo was born on March 20th, 1987 in Omaha, Nebraska. As a kid, he always enjoyed playing board games with his brothers, but it was tech that really drew his attention. During one scorching summer in Nebraska, he played game after game every day of Rainbow Six Rogue Spear on a tiny monitor. He loved it, and this would set the stage for his love of gaming. Nevertheless, as he got older, it was evident he needed to move on. After attending Creighton College, he was a professional software engineer working for a local insurance company. During this time, he met his wife, Sam, and they later got married in 2010. Now, if we end the story off here, it would still be a great and ordinary life for him. However, as you'll soon find out, Ben's life is anything but ordinary. In 2013, he started streaming Destiny and quickly gained experience. He didn't do this for fame or money. Instead, he simply just wanted some entertainment in his very boring life. He became so good at the game that players even offered to pay him just for help in passing a difficult stage in the game. At first, this worked out, but the demand became so high that he resorted to uploading gameplay videos to YouTube. Obviously, like most streamers at the time, he would begin by uploading low-quality commentary videos. However, early signs of comedy would show up, with uploads like Lubed Up or Daddy Crushes Some Kids on the Internet, demonstrating his unique ability to entertain with humor. But he wouldn't see any large success until he made an important switch to PUBG in 2016. And to say he was invested would be a huge understatement. He would stream the game for 8 whole months, with the exciting moments and unique gameplay keeping both Ben and his audience entertained. But it wasn't until an iconic game where he would come across another legendary streamer that his life would change forever. DrLupo had just killed Ninja, a popular streamer at the time, and this goes without saying as the turning point in Ben's streaming career. Impressed by the kill, Ninja reached out to him and became good friends ever since. This ultimately led him to have a huge boost in followers, viewers, and subscribers, and finally, the question of should I take this full-time was in his mind. This might have been the hardest decision he ever made because on the one hand, he had a very successful and stable job as a software engineer, but on the other hand, he could pursue his dream, but at the risk of losing it all. Well, since this video exists, you probably know what ended up happening, and luckily, it was the right call. Shortly after announcing it to his audience, he started gaining a huge increase in viewers and subscribers, sometimes gaining 1,000 followers in just 1 hour. He continued streaming full-time with much success. On September 26, 2017, a game came out that, little did DrLupo know the name, would completely change the gaming world forever. This game was called Fortnite Battle Royale. This innovative game was absolutely taking the world by storm, and one man was at the center of it, Ninja. And it was to be expected as he was not only super entertaining, but also one of the best players at the time. DrLupo, who had around 100,000 followers at the time, played with Ninja in the majority of his games, giving him insane growth. And when I mean insane, I'm talking about an absolutely phenomenal boost. Just to put how huge his growth was into perspective, he started with around 200,000 followers at the beginning of February 2018, and by the end of the year, he had nearly 3 million followers. This iconic moment came in May of that year when he gave help and support to a suicidal friend who had donated. The moment went absolutely viral and boosted not only his viewership, but also people admired how he genuinely cared about his viewers. Another really memorable moment was when DrLupo killed a hacker live in a game. In a game with Ninja, Tim the Tatman and Trevor May, a hacker griefed the squad and eliminated all three of them, with only Lupo remaining alive. In a quick moment, DrLupo peeked through the build, shot with his hunting rifle, and eliminated the hacker, causing Ninja to have a pretty hilarious reaction. The world seemed to be on top of Ben at this point. Not only was Lupo an exceptional streamer, pulling in insane numbers, but also partnered with insane brands like Logitech, Verizon, and even Intel. DrLupo was also a commentator for tournaments and participated in collabs. But DrLupo had an even bigger purpose than just building a name for himself, as he raised over $600,000 for charity in 2018. And he would surpass this by a mile with $2.3 million funded in 2019. But even with this massive success, one thing was evident since the beginning: that would ultimately lead to his downfall. It was clear since the start that DrLupo had gained part of his fame through other streamers, in this case, Ninja. By the end of 2019, it was clear that the drop in popularity of Fortnite was taking a toll on Ninja, which was also not helped by the fact he made a complete switch to Mixer, a rival streaming platform. By mid-2020, the name Ninja was basically irrelevant. And this begs the question, how does this affect DrLupo? Well, the answer is nothing short of a substantial amount. One of the biggest issues with DrLupo and his streaming career was the fact that he never truly developed a real personality. To most, he was just that guy who always played with Ninja, which wasn't a problem at first, but it was when Ninja fell off. Let's take the example of Courage JD. While he also grew a ton partly because of Ninja, it was evident that he had built a personality that people loved. His comedy, mixed with his often rage, made people keep watching him when he switched to Call of Duty. Another similar example is Tim the Tatman, and the list goes on. This brings us to today. DrLupo has since signed an exclusive deal with YouTube to stream on their platform. The total views on each stream is around 20,000, which is still good, of course, but a long shot from where he once was. However, the worst part is he is still losing almost 10,000 subscribers per month. Now, don't get me wrong, his career was far from a failure. One of his biggest achievements is donating over $13 million to charity, with that number still increasing to this day. DrLupo makes a comfortable living doing what he loves and has a beautiful family and a great group of friends. So to say he is in despair now would be unfair. All in all, the story of DrLupo is inspiring and shows what people can achieve when they truly have a passion for something. However, his story also shows how quickly people can fall off when they base everything on just one thing. But unlike this new era of modern streamers, one thing can be said for sure about Benjamin: he stayed true to his passion since the very beginning.